Welcome to the Mobile Identity Leveraging the Mobile Network to Deliver Hyper-Targeting Strategies webinar organized jointly by Upstream, the global mobile marketing technology specialist, and the Fastmode, a leading telecoms media. With us today, we have Kostas Kastanis, Deputy CEO at Upstream. Kostas leads the company's strategic development and overseas deployment of Upstream's portfolio. Kostas joined Upstream as head of strategy and comes with extensive management consulting and re-engineering expertise.
Thank you, Tara. It's great to be here. As a means of introduction, I'm Kostas, Upstream's Deputy CEO. Upstream is a company in the marketing technology, specializing in mobile marketing technologies. Myself, I've been working with Upstream for the last 7 years, following a career in management consulting with McKinsey and payments with MasterCard.
And I'm Tara Neal. I'm the executive editor at the Fastmode, and I specialize in research, analysis, and strategy planning, focusing on telecoms and IT. Okay, so following this introduction, we will move on to our first session, Mobile Identity, What's in it for Operators by the Fastmode. Here we will be focusing on operator monetization opportunities. This will be followed by the second session by Kostas, who will be zooming into a number of use cases for mobile identification technologies and some solution highlights. If you have any questions during any of the sessions, please input them into the dialog box. The questions will be answered via email by Kostas or me. After this webinar, we will get in touch with everyone who signed up with the full recording. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, the first slide, mobile identity, what's in it for operators? Mobile marketing basically is a form of digital marketing that seeks to reach and also engage customers on their mobile devices using channels such as websites, chatbots, smartphone applications, messaging apps, and social media. According to Vantage Research, the mobile marketing industry is expected to reach $397 billion by 2028. These opportunities are driven by a number of factors. As we can see on this slide, high internet and mobile penetration rates will be one of the biggest factors. Of course, the improved data connectivity and speeds and latencies that we have today. Then, of course, we have some external developments in the web space. For example, new search engine algorithms that favor mobile-friendly websites. And then we have a lot of people spending a lot more time on mobile devices. And also, people are spending quite a bit on goods and services via mobile purchases and ordering. So then we also have higher consumption of paid content on mobile devices. And another factor is the increasing brand and customer care interactions via mobile touchpoints. And of course, lastly, the increase in m-commerce after the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, so the big question is, however, with so much action taking place on mobile devices, how do mobile operators actually break into this lucrative market? Okay, so we're going to introduce this term, MS-ISDN based identification. So it's one of the means by which operators can tap into this market, and that's what we are going to focus today. So MS-ISDN stands for Mobile Station International Subscriber Directory Number. Okay, so this number is linked to your mobile phone number. So MS-ISDN offers a unique means of visitor identification. Okay, on any online digital content. So what happens is that when a visitor visits a website or an application, so they will have an MS-ISDN number or identity attached to it. Okay, and that is a big asset that operators can work with. With rapidly growing mobile traffic across the internet, operators basically have great visibility into a huge proportion of today's of the internet traffic that we have today. Okay, so with insights into subscribers' online behavior, operators can power a number of very interesting use cases. First off, they will have access to content usage patterns across various subscriber classes and also at the individual level. Okay, so operators will also have access to the usage patterns and the performance of various applications. So you have like Netflix, Facebook, and they know the navigation that took place, the content that was clicked on, and you know the content that was consumed on these applications. And then the next one is that operators can use the subscriber web navigation patterns on their own apps, like their own self-service apps, okay, to identify areas of CX improvements. Okay, and then operators can also use mobile identification to authenticate subscribers, like on automation of authentication, and also not just subscribers but also transactions. Okay, and at the same time protecting them and the network from fraud and cyber attacks. While all these indirectly contribute to service improvements, especially in the long run, there's a bigger gain, an immediate gain that's awaiting operators, and that is contextual marketing, which can pave way for new monetization opportunities and directly increase operator revenues. Okay, next slide. So what is contextual marketing? Contextual marketing paves way for marketing interactions that are highly targeted and relevant with the objective of achieving higher conversion rates while keeping marketing costs in check. According to Verified Market Research, VMR, the contextual advertising market was estimated at USD 140 billion in 2020 and is expected to touch USD 476 billion in 2028. In another report by media measurement company DoubleVerify, 44% of consumers were found to have tried new brands of products after seeing contextual ads. So contextual marketing is based on the context of each individual user. Okay, so on this slide we can see this, the context comprises of characteristics such as demographics, socioeconomic status, location, and then we have the behavioral characteristics such as navigation patterns, spending patterns, and browsing behavior, and also product preferences such as, so we know about product preferences from the content that has been consumed, and then the preferred communication channels, also the existing subscription plans, and also the transactions that take place on particular applications. So contextual marketing is not new. It has been used vastly across multiple industries over the years. For example, we have some interesting cases here. In the m-commerce space, Amazon and Shein use application notifications and email reminders to retarget customers based on past purchases or preferences. Contextual marketing is also widely used by network operators such as Vodafone UK, who used contextual ads to better target marketing efforts for a new iPhone launch. And we also have Taco Bell sending location-based notifications to users in close proximity of their outlets. So with MS-ISDN and the use of contextual marketing, we can see on this slide that operators have a clear advantage in the mobile marketing space, one that can be leveraged to drive their revenues. Okay, so we have MS-ISDN based mobile identities helping not just operators but also partner enterprises in finding out how subscribers behave when they visit their applications. Okay, this produces great insights on their preferences and intentions, which can be used to promote a service or product and also influence their decisions. Okay, we will see in the next session by Upstream some very interesting contextual marketing use cases for operators using MS ISDN based identification. Okay, so the next slide. Okay, what we are going to talk about is that using this MS ISDN based identification, operators can deliver a number of network and business outcomes. So you can basically drive revenues, retain customers, and also acquire new ones. Okay, besides this, with accurate authentication and validation of online transactions, you can better secure your networks. And the insights from the identification can be used to design better plans and bundles and improve the design and layout of your applications and websites. Okay, these same outcomes apply for enterprises who use the mobile identification technology. Insights on subscriber or customer navigation patterns can help enterprises improve their websites and content offering when they are content providers. Okay, next slide. This is an interesting concept that we have today, which is where mobile identification technologies or service is offered as a service to partner enterprises. So this is where operators come in. They offer this as a service where operators collect visitor insights and share these insights with enterprises. Partners can be m-commerce sites, video streaming providers, music streaming providers, social media applications, media outlets, and various retailers and service providers across industries like insurance, banking, hospitality, education, automotive, travel, etc. So the as a service model has various benefits. For partner enterprises, there is zero installation. And then you have ready access to mobile identities and extended data that comes with it, and a real-time usage insights enriched with the operator's own analytics. And operators, interestingly, can power multiple partner sites using a single shared solution, which promotes cost effectiveness. Okay, so the next slide looks at some of the wider synergies. Okay, so partnership with enterprises opens doors to these other forms of synergies. So it firstly provides MNOs access to partner application usage insights. So MNOs can actually use this to build connectivity bundles, for example, offer zero-rated YouTube plans, or offer plans that involve discounted access to partner services. For example, free 2 hours of Netflix. They can offer merchant tie-ups such as bonus points that can be converted into free travel, and also fuel marketing communications via automation platforms. For example, sending timely SMS, emails, or chat messages based on the usage insights to further engage customers on things like quizzes, surveys, and CX feedback. Okay, so that's basically the first part of our presentation today, the end of the first session. Okay, Kostas will now bring us through the second part of this webinar. Over to you, Kostas.
So we would like to talk about our latest addition into our marketing technology stack, that of mobile identity. To start with, I would like to very briefly explain the technology that we have built. First of all, it is a patented technology that helps identify users deterministically using their mobile phone number, or what is known as the MSISDN, as the key identifier. It works across all browsers, all websites, and all apps. It is compliant with the increasingly stricter and stricter privacy regulations like GDPR, and it is a software-based solution that firstly requires a specific configuration, a one-off configuration on the side of the mobile network operator, and then for whatever app or website it is being used in, a very simple integration, something like adding a tag in your tag manager. Why is this technology important right now? The main market tailwind that we want to build upon is that of the demise of third-party cookies. So advertising, digital advertising to a great extent has been based on third-party cookies, which are already dead in browsers like Firefox, like Mozilla, like Safari. And by 2024, they will also be dead for Chrome, which has a market share more than 60%. So third-party cookies, which has been the catalyst for digital marketing, are dying. So this is the first market tailwind that makes our technology relevant. The second one is also because of the demise of third-party cookies, the industry is looking for alternative ID resolutions. Because identification is very important in marketing, because it allows for all this personalized experience that make a huge difference when it comes to effectiveness and efficiency of marketing campaigns. And the third part is that increasingly marketers are looking for first-party data to base their marketing activity upon. Up to now, if we think about it, marketers have focused a lot on collecting our emails so that they communicate directly to us through emails. We feel the time has already come, and this is becoming increasingly obvious in marketing. For marketers to also place the mobile phone number, the MSI SDN, as key first-party data as the email has been up to now. And this is because SMS has a much greater open rate. Emails are assessed to be opened at a rate of around 20%, whereas 98% of the people that will receive an SMS, for example, they will open it, and they also have a much higher response rate. Typically, people, when they have this red notification button on their messaging app, they will open it. It's not the same with our emails, where all the marketing emails, they go to a specific folder, so the chances of us opening them are not that great. The technology the technology of mobile identification that we have built can have several applications across a series of different functions. Ourselves, because we have a marketing DNA as a company, we have primarily focused our efforts on marketing use cases, such as first-party data collection. It is becoming increasingly important for brands to collect first-party data, and our technology can make that much easier. Or retargeting is another marketing use case that we have hugely focused upon. If you think about it, retargeting is a very crucial function of marketing, and it allows marketers, it allows brands to identify people showing intent for their products and services. And once you know the intent and you focus on these people, it's much easier to convert them compared to, let's say, going and start going for awareness campaigns where you kind of go looking. With our technology, we can deterministically identify people who have an intent or are showing a preference for a specific service, and then we can retarget them using some sort of a messaging channel. It could be the SMS, but it could also be WhatsApp, it could be RCS, or any other messaging application. Another family of use cases that we have identified for our technology is in the authentication space. Through our technology, we can enable passwordless automated logins, or we could enable something that is known as SMV, or silent mobile verification. This is the technology whereby you can identify a user that has just downloaded your app without the need to send them that SMS, that one-time password as it is called, which has some high chances of not going right because the SMS might never reach the customer, or it might reach them like 1 minute too late, whereby they have already left the app. A third family of use cases where we feel there's relevance for our technology is that in the data and personalization space. Obviously, since the technology is working real time and actually with a latency of less than a second, the moment somebody visits your app, the moment somebody visits your website as a visitor, so as a guest that you have no idea who they are, if we as Upstream, we can give you information on the specific user, the website owner can customize their experience, they can customize their homepage, their offerings, and become much more relevant for the people they have on their website. If you will allow me, I would like to spend some more time on some use cases and make them a bit more relevant. There are obviously, the technology is built along with mobile operators, so it can definitely have applications and use cases for mobile operators. But the way we have thought about it is that it can obviously be used beyond mobile operators. So it is a way for mobile operators to sell this identification technology to third parties and create a new revenue stream for themselves out of in the marketing fields, in the authentication fields, in the security fields, in the personalization fields, and so on and so forth. So we do have some examples to kind of make it to illustrate a bit better what our technology can do. The first one is imagine when you visit your mobile operator websites. Myself, and I think I might be quite typical example on that front. I am a user that I don't have downloaded the app of my mobile operator, and I have never registered in their websites. That said, every now and then I visit the website of my mobile operator, either to pay my bill or to check offers and offerings. So never have I ever seen the website, the homepage of my mobile operator being relevant to what I need. And the thing is that the mobile operator, if they could identify who I am through my mobile phone, they have all the information about me. They know what phone I'm carrying, they know like in which program I'm in, they know if I have a balance pending. So imagine all the use cases they could enable on their website that would allow for a much more relevant user experience. So this is a very simple first use cases that it would be relevant. So what we're saying is use the technology, identify who the person visiting your website is, and depending on who that person is, kind of decide on the spot and in real time if it makes sense to pitch to them, or you have an unpaid balance that you need to settle, or why don't you move from your prepaid offering to a postpaid contract, and so on and so forth. This can become much more easier and without the need for the users to register in the website or download an app. Another use case which now we're getting, it can happen obviously for mobile operators, but it can have applications beyond the mobile operator industry, is that of retargeting. Imagine that you are showing interest for a specific offering. It could be e-commerce or it could be an insurance company, as is this case, and you have started interacting with a landing page whereby the objective is to end with a specific purchase. But for whatever reason, you abandon the funnel, or you abandon your cart, if that would be in an e-commerce environment. If I have identified who you are through your mobile phone number, I could 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour down the line follow up with a messaging through some messaging application. It could be an SMS or it could be WhatsApp, and I can follow up and ask you to get back into the funnel. And for marketers that know how strong remarketing, retargeting can be, if you can use a channel that has a 98% open rate, which is, for example, the SMS, marketers can understand how powerful this retargeting would be. Needless to say, and I need to repeat it, that all of that needs to happen in a GDPR compliant manner. So for all of that to happen, we take as granted that the user will have opted in the beginning of the experience, in all that retargeting kind of experience. A third example, which is very, very trending in these days, is everything about buy now, pay later offers. So this is the Generation Z equivalent of credit, and the way buy now pay later offers are used today is as a payment method, whereby once you have decided what you want to purchase, you go and you check out either using your credit card or your PayPal account, or they give you an option for a BNPL provider. The thinking we have is that if the moment somebody visits your website through the mobile identification we offer, we can run a quick and dirty credit scoring on the specific users. We can provide BNPL in a proactive manner, which we feel from a marketing perspective, it would make the purchasing decision much easier for the end user. So imagine that you visit a website with, mobile devices, and because we know who you are and because we can run a credit scoring in the background, we can pop up a message and say that if today you make a purchase worth $500, you can pay that in 10 installments of $50 over the next 10 months. We believe that this can have a magnifying effect on the decisions to actually make a purchase. So everything around proactive credit extension is within the scope of what our technology can offer. The last case we're presenting is that of silent mobile verification. So this is an alternative to the one-time passwords, effectively. So people might or might not know that 20 to 30% of users drop off the verification process when an OTP password is required. And this happens for several reasons. It might happen because the SMS never fails, or it triggers with a delay, or because you need to go back and forth in your messaging app and then back to the app in order to fill in the one-time password. With our technology, this 20-30% of efficiency loss can be avoided, because the moment you have identified someone in an automated manner without the need for sending them a one-time password is eliminated. You can just ask them to fill in their mobile phone number, and you can do all the check in the background without sending them any SMS. And within a couple of seconds, this background check will have finished, and then the registration can be completed. This is particularly particularly important for app publishers, because imagine that an app publisher has probably already spent $5 to $10 to get a user to download their app, and they need this final step of them registering and identifying themselves. So if you have already spent $5 to $10 to get an app downloaded, it makes no sense to lose them for that OTP, for that SMS failing. So our technology can help a great deal in avoiding this loss. Obviously the technology is quite new. The patenting process, which is it's already patented in some jurisdictions, and the patenting process is underway in other jurisdictions. I wanted to just give an example from a very recent proof of concept that we ran with one of the major operators in Brazil. So we implemented the technology on the website, on the main website of the mobile operator. Some very top of mind performance indicators. The first thing that is that the operator already had a technology of their own based on IP matching in order to do some identifications of the MSI SDN. Our technology, in just a couple of weeks, started recognizing 13 times more visitors to their website compared to the previous technology. So the impact they have seen on the recognition is paramount. In terms of the quality of the solution, it has something like a 99% success rate when it comes obviously to visitors browsing over the MNO network. By now we have built an accompanying solution whereby if we have tracked someone over the mobile network and they visit over Wi-Fi, we start identifying Wi-Fi users as well. So within the month that that we ran that POC, by the end of the month, apart from the 99% of MNO network traffic that we were identifying, we were also identifying 30% or actually more than 30% of the Wi-Fi traffic. And just to give you an idea of what you can do, because these are mostly performance metrics, if you think about monetization and what we can do about that, every single day we could identify deterministically 1,000 users, 1,000 mobile phone numbers that were showing keen interest on the fiber proposition of the mobile operator. That we can do because our solution does not just work at a high level. You can track whatever activity you want on the website. For example, how many people are showing interest on our fiber proposition. Now, if you think about it, for the mobile operator, these were 1,000 guest visits, invisible users that, yes, they were showing interest in the fiber proposition, but we could do nothing for them. So with the knowledge we are providing, with the technology we are providing, having those 1,000 mobile phone numbers, there's lots of things you can do utilizing your outbound call centers or your messaging channels you have. And I need to repeat once more, for all of that to happen, we need to be privacy compliant and have gotten users opt-in in the beginning. So with that, Tara, I'm concluding. I hope it was useful. I hope it gave some quick insights into what the technology can do. For that part of the audience which wants to understand more, visit our website, download our recent white paper on the technology, or feel free to reach out directly to me either via my email or my LinkedIn account. Tara, thanks once more.
Thank you, Kostas, for the brilliant discussion on mobile identification. Okay, so that wraps up today's webinar. Thank you to everyone tuning in. We hope you found this session insightful. Please email any questions you might have to andrea@thefastmode.com, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Have a good day and see you again.